yesterday, we have learned that molecules in a solid are packed tightly together. That is what we have learned. As you can see on the picture, that molecules are packed. They only vibrate in a fixed position. So today we are continuing with our next phase where we are going to focus on solids only. That is why we focus on the first item aspect regarding the solids. Now let's move to the next slide to see what is in store for. Now, the properties of a solid, that is the first thing that you must know, is that you must first know the properties of a solid, meaning the characteristics, if I may put it in a simple term for everybody to understand, meaning the properties are the characteristics if solids were things that were alive. Because solids are things, just materials, then we say properties. Firstly, solids are things that keep their shape, is number one. Solids are things that keep their shape. Number two, the molecules in solids are so close together, they can barely move. Thirdly, molecules move so little, they only vibrate. They only vibrate. Fourthly, the solid object can be seen clearly. Number five, that solids are normally very firm, very hard. So unlike gas and liquid, solids are mostly they are very firm. Now, those are the five properties of a solid. Those who did not join me yesterday, and I want to say to you, we learned about 3 states of matter, that we've got solid, liquid, and gas. Today, we learn about solids. Now, when you talk about solid, we talk about things that can be seen. As I have indicated to you that we've got 5 properties of a solid. One is that solids keep their shape. 2 is that the molecules in solid are so close together, they can barely move. The thirdly is that molecules move so little, they vibrate, you cannot see any movement. Fourthly is that solid object can be seen clearly. The last one, solids are normally very firm. Those are the 5 properties of a solid which you must know. Now let's move to the next slide. Now what you need to know, what is important, is that you need to know that solids are able to keep their shape unless something or they are subjected to a great force. Unless they are subjected to a great force, is then that they can change their shape. Now, the second thing that you must know is that if something is solid, it can be hard or soft. Not everything that is soft is not a solid. Solid can be hard or soft. Now we can move to the next slide. Now I'm going to ask you the question. It's your turn for you to answer the questions that I'm going to ask to you. On the slides, on your turn, can you identify 2 things outside your house that are solids? Kucho Mohali, can you identify 2 things outside the house that are solids? I'm referring to Kucho Mohali. Is it Kucho?
I'm scared. I don't know what a solid is.
What the solid is? Okay, now let me explain the solid.
Solids.
and touch. That is a solid. That is the layman's explanation for everybody to understand. A solid is anything that you can see, you can feel, you can touch. Anything that you can feel, you can see, and you can touch. And it is very hard, it's a solid. Now that is a solid. Then I said it's your turn. Can you identify two things outside the house that are solids? Meaning things that, okay, somebody want to answer, Solo want to answer. Solo fellow want to answer. Yes, thank you very much. I said for you. That's correct. Bricks is one of the solids.
Not that
It's one of the solids. Can anybody else put tiles? That's correct. Yeah, Rorisang, that's correct. Chumani Tengani is correct. Yes, everybody is right. I'm happy for you to answer this question. Let's come to question number 2. Can you draw a picture of the solid that you have just indicated to me, but that you can do later? That you can do later. Let's get to the third question. The third question. The third question. The second question you draw when I'm done with the lesson. Let's come to the third question. If the molecules in a solid are always moving, why can you not see the movement? Why? Can anybody tell me why can you not see the movement if the molecules of a solid are always moving? Because yesterday I told you that molecules of a solid are always moving. Why can't you see them? Can anybody give me the answer? Oh, thank you. They are very small. They are very, very small. Thank you very much for the answer. Thank you for the answer. They are very small. That is a very interesting answer. They are very small. You cannot see them. They are microscopic. Since I told you, I said you need to use a very powerful microscope bigger than the one that I'm holding now in order for you to see the solid particles or molecules moving. Thank you for the answer. Number 4, can you always see a solid? Yes, you are right. Dingan, they are very small. No need. Yes, thank you very much. Yeah. Number 4, can you always see a solid? Yes, you can. Yeah, Untitled. Thank you, Untitled. Thank you for the answer. Thank you for Poshia. Thank you, Chumani and Risang. Good. Thank you for your answers. Now let's get to the next. It means you are very clever. You are going to pass this grade. Thank you very much. Yes. Now we come to the next part, which is the investigation. In science, everything is investigated. We base our findings on what we investigate. We don't just give the answer based on the assumption. That is scientific. So studying science, meaning we always give things that the answers to the people that have been thoroughly investigated. So today, let's make a very simple investigation and investigate the properties, some few properties of a solid. Now on this slide, I want you to tell me, you must have a sharpener, a ruler, a stapler, and pencil. I am having them with me now. I'm having a sharpener. Here is it. I'm having a ruler. I'm having a stapler. I'm also having a pencil. I'm also having a pencil. These 4 things, I'm going to subject them to an investigation. So I'm going to check whether it feels hard, whether it makes sound when you knock it, whether it breaks easily, whether it can break. Can you put a finger through it? Or is hands dry or wet after handling that object? Or does it change its shape when you put it in something else? Let's start with a sharpener. Here is a sharpener. Here is a sharpener. Now I want to start feel if it is hard. Okay. Does it feel soft or hard? Does the sharpener feel soft or hard? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Kalan, thank you, Victoria, thank you, everyone. It's very hard, ne? Good. Does it make sound when you knock it? Let me knock it. Does it make sound? Thank you for the answer. Does it make sound? No, it does not make sound. You have to tick no. Does it break easily? Let's try to break it. Let me try to break it. No, it doesn't break. Can you put your finger through it? Let's try to put the finger through. Can you do it? No, you can't. Thank you for the answer. Thank you for everyone. Thank you for understanding me. Now, is your hand dry after handling it? Check your hands if they are still dry. Okay, if your hands are still dry, then you tick, you write, yes, the hands are still dry. Then the last one, does it change shape when you put it in something else? Let me put it inside this cup, this small cup, to see if it changes the shape. Does it change shape? Try to put your sharpener inside one container which you are having with you. And then when you take it out, you check it if it still keep maintaining its shape. Yes, that it does not change the shape. Now we have found out about a sharpener. Now we come to a ruler. Number two, a ruler. Does it feel soft or hard? Does it feel soft? You say it's hard. Thank you, it's hard. Hard, yeah, everybody understands. Does it make sound when you knock it? Yes, it makes some sound. Thank you. Now, does it break easily? You need to apply a bit of force for it to break. Don't break your ruler. Don't break your ruler. No, don't break it. Don't break it. I'm just letting you just see if you can break it. Don't break it. Thank you. Can you put your finger through it? Yes, you can. You cannot put your finger. You cannot. He said, no, you cannot put your finger through it. Is your hand dry or wet after handling? Yes, it is dry. No, it is dry. Does it change its shape when you put it in something else? Let me try to put it in this small container. It does not change shape. It is still the same. Now with the rest, you are going to find out yourself. I'm not going to do stapler and pencil. Let us end up with sharpener and ruler so that we continue with other lesson. Now, the important question, which properties were the same for all the solids? Meaning for now, we are focusing on a sharpener and ruler. Which properties were the same for all the solids that we have just investigated? Yes, hard, thank you, hard from Victoria. Yes, Kalan is correct. Yes, hard, that is the first one. The second one, give me the second one. The second one. Dry, thank you very much. Thank you, you are very clever learners, very clever learners. They are very dry. Now, the other one, we want to check the other one. Is there any other one? Yes, some they make sound. Most of them they make sound. I can take. They keep their shape. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for that answer. They keep their shape. They keep their shape. Meaning, we said the most common properties of a solid is that it is hard. It doesn't break easily. It keeps its shape. Those are the three things that we have found out that are common. Now, in science, we make what we call information that we collect, then we make a decision based on the information that we have collected. So today we have found out that all solids are hard and soft. And then the second thing, that it does not break easily. You cannot put a finger through it. Then there are many other things that we can investigate. Today, we were just investigating those few things, but I hope you understood, and then I'm happy for the answer that you gave to me. Now let's get to the next slide. The next slide is what you must know. Is the takeaway message. The message is important. Here is the message. Solids are things that keep their shape. That is the first thing that you must know. Secondly, is that molecules are in fixed place, meaning they are tightly packed. Molecules vibrate slightly in a fixed position, no space between molecules. They are firm shape. It is visible. Solids cannot change their shape. They only change their shape when force is applied to them. As we are trying to apply the force on the ruler, it was trying to break because you are applying the force on it. That's why it was trying to break. Now let's come to the other properties. These are not common properties. It's properties that are applied to certain solids, and then the other solids, they behave differently. For example, when they are hit, they make sounds, while the others do not make sounds. Let me bring the rock. Here is the rock, it's a solid. I try to hit it, it doesn't make sound much. Then when I hit something else, then it makes sound, too much sound. This pencil case makes a lot of sounds when I hit it, but others do not make sounds. Then others shine, like this one, it shines. Now let's come to the rock. The rock is dull, it's not shining. So that is not the properties which are not common for all solids. Now let's move to the next slide. That you must check the matter, liquids, and solids on some of the WhatsApp, YouTube pages, so that you learn more about these solids. Now I've got something interesting for you today. Do you see what I'm holding? This is a skeleton. This is a skeleton. I'm going to move away. This is a skeleton saying hi. This is a skeleton. Do you see a skeleton? Yes, those are your bones. Now, can you tell me whether your bones of a skeleton, your skeleton is a solid or a liquid or a gas? Can you tell me, is it? Oh, thank you, it's a solid. Candice, thank you, it's a solid. Now, you are able to stand with your feet because of your bones are made out of a solid. They're in a solid form. And then you are able to walk, you are able to do whatever you do, you are able to ride because your body is having a solid bones, very strong bones. They are very important for us. Now, I wanted to check something else for you. I wanted to test you today to check if you really understood me. Let us agree. Is a jelly a solid, liquid, or a gas? Jelly. I mean jelly at room temperature. Jelly that you eat at home. Now, if you say it is a liquid, because most people say jelly is a liquid. When you put it on the table, does it keep its shape? Will the jelly keep its shape? Or will it flow? Because the liquid will flow. Is a jelly a solid or a liquid? Or others say Yes, we'll say it is a solid at room temperature. It is a solid at room temperature because once you apply heat on it, when you put it in a hot place, it becomes a liquid, it changes. But it can be a solid when it is at room temperature. It can be a liquid when it changes, when you increase the temperature in its surrounding. It can be both. Kalan says both. It can be both. Victoria, here we must be specific. We are speaking about specific answers. They can be both. There must be one answer. Yes, it is a solid at room temperature. You know jelly. Jelly becomes a solid at room temperature. You don't need to put it in the fridge. It just becomes solid. But when you put it in the sun, in a place where it is a bit hot, it becomes a liquid. Now let's come to the next one, the sponge. The sponge. Is a sponge a solid or a liquid? Why is it easy to flatten it if it is a solid? If you say it is a solid, why is it easy to flatten a sponge? Everybody say a sponge is a solid. Yes, thank you. A sponge is a solid. Debuho, Candice, no, Nomasomi, Malaza, thank you. Yes, yeah, everybody, yeah, no, I think you understand very well. A sponge is a solid. It's just that when inside the sponge, there are pockets of gas. So when you press it down, it becomes flattened because inside the sponge, there are pockets of gas. So it's a solid. It doesn't mean if you can flatten it, it's a gas. Now I'm having a piece of cloth, the clothes that you are wearing. Are you wearing clothes? Now, look at this thing. Is it a solid or a liquid or a gas? Is this cloth a solid, liquid, or a gas? Yeah, it's a pink solid. It's a pink. Yes, everybody are convinced that also the clothes, they are solid. They are solids, but they are very soft. They are not hard. They are very soft. Now, solids can be hard and soft. Remember, last time we said solids can be either hard and can also be soft. Those are the optional properties of all solids. Now, I wanted to show you many more things, but because of time, let me take this mask. Everybody's wearing the mask these days because of coronavirus. Now, is this mask a solid, a liquid, or a gas? Is it a solid, liquid, or a gas? Yes, thank you. The mask to prevent you from getting coronavirus is a solid. So it is able to keep the virus away from getting to you. So please stay at home. Don't get outside. Don't get excited. Want to go out and go shopping and see your friends. Stay away from germs and everything. And then make sure that you always wear a mask, which is a solid. Thank you, for you to be prevented from getting the coronavirus. Now I'm having some more thing. This is a grinding disc. This grinding disc is made out of some wool and some few chemicals. Now, is it a solid or gas or a liquid? Yes, it is a solid. That's why you can cut very hard things using this type of a disc. It is a solid. So now, today we have learned a very important lesson about solids. Firstly is that molecules of solids are in a fixed place. Secondly is that molecules vibrate slightly. Thirdly is that no space between molecules. Thirdly, the shape is firm. It is visible, is number 5. The 5th one, solids cannot change their shape. The 2 optional properties, they apply to others. When they are heat, they make sound. Others, they don't make sound. Secondly, others shine and others do not shine. I would like to thank you today for being with me in this lesson. And I would like to be with you next time. And I love you all. I want you to be safe from the virus. Please stay at home. Whatever we do here, don't try to look for things outside. Please stay where you are with your parents. We love you very much. I hope I will see you again tomorrow as we'll be continuing with the lesson on liquids. That is the tomorrow's lesson. Thank you, Khan. Thank you, Litabo. Thank you, Tumelo. Thank you, Noni. Thank you, Chumani. Thank you, Faith. Thank you, Dingan. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Kelvin. Thank you, everyone. I love you. I love you all. Stay away from the virus. Keep well. Stay at home. Keep learning about solids at home. If you need to check one of the examples of a solid, just look around your house. Don't go away from your house. Stay there and study there at your place. And thank you. I'm leaving you. I love you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.